Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, get into the TA. Alright, guys, so full disclosure, I'm literally gonna, the bulk of this video, it's literally going to be me pointing out how oversold things are right now because I think we are at absolute extremes. I think a dead cat bounce is very likely from around here. We are going to be going over some levels on the indices that we could be paying attention to. But I am definitely going to point out how oversold things are, all right? We'll start off with the 15-minute chart. You get that bullish divergence going on, but what I want to really point out here is on the hourly RSI, all right? So the hourly RSI is at a spot where you typically do end up seeing QQ bounce back from, all right? You can go a little lower from here, but major bottom, all right? You went a little lower there. You put in your divergence, all right? So that's something we could be looking for. But overall, you did end up getting a decent sized pop from here. I'm not saying you did not go lower. You did over the following week. Okay. But then you got that. And over here, you just did not the following week. You just got that. Over here, you did not the following week. You just got that. All right. So I'm just saying it doesn't have to, happen. But even if you come back over here to your bear market, most of these occurrences, if you bought that, you actually did end up being able to, come out pretty good in the end. All right. So you did go decently lower there, like much lower. This is your bear market. Okay. And then you got your pop. In this case, okay, you did end up resetting the RSI. You got your little dead cat bounce. So that's what I am talking about right now. I think we at least get a dead cat bounce from around where we are right now. And then you went lower and then you put in a bullish divergence and then you had a big pop. Okay, where's the next occurrence? It's over here. All right, and keep in mind, this is the bear market. 2022 bear market, massive correction, whatever you really want to call this thing. All right, this is when you hit it right there. All right, so you went a little lower, and then you got your pop. Over here, okay, you did end up going down here, and you got a little pop. All right, downside was about the same as the upside from there. Okay, boom, boom, boom. There you go. All right, next occurrence over here. And now we're in 2021. Okay, there you go. All right, so I just want to point out, those are the last few times. Well, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5, 6, 7 occurrences that we have had this condition get hit, where you come all the way down here under the 20 RSI. That is that. You're going to come over here to SPY. I'm also going to point out that. But what I really want to point out is some of these individual tickers. They're just down here. The large components of the SPY and QQQ, QQ specifically, big tech over here is absolutely at, levels that we have seen big bounces come out of. They don't always have to be the case. Okay. Now you're over here. You're back, again, that bear market / correction over here. Okay. And you still got big bounces going out. Over here. Didn't mean to do that. Meant to do that. Come over here. You did end up, going like a little lower there. And then you got a big bounce. And then you revisit that. And that was just your major bottom there. Over here. Okay. Little bounce. Came back to the same spot after resetting the RSI. So I'm at least looking for these things to reset before going lower. Or we're going to say much lower. You could go a little lower from right here, all right? But much lower. Okay. Come over here. When you hit it. Okay. The open was around here. And there you go. Okay. Over here. See, this is right at the bottom. Over here. It was not right at the bottom. You had to sit through some pain. Okay. So there was that. And then, within 3 weeks, you returned back to that price and went up. All right. Just simply pointing out the conditions. That's why I gave the disclosure at the beginning of the video. All right. We're going to go over some levels, but I'm definitely going to say this is extremely unusual what's going on. And I can't really find any, news, like a news catalyst to see, like, why are we just aggressively straight up selling off here? I don't know. Microsoft, this is the one that's like, what the heck is this thing doing? All right, what are you doing? You're at 12 right now on the hourly RSI. And again, I understand, guys, it's just an indicator and it could steer you in the wrong direction sometimes. But I will definitely, note these things when I see them. Okay, I will point these out to you. All right, you literally have not gotten down here over the past, 5 years. You got to come all the way back to 2018 and you still haven't gotten it. All right. So I am just going to say this is definitely extremely unusual. You're coming down to your golden pocket though, so you're probably going to get buyers stepping in over there. But definitely extremely unusual, this sell that we are seeing take place. It just, we just don't see these things often. But when you see them, you typically get these big bounces. All right. Or at least the dead cat bounces. But, in Meta's case over here, big bounces. All right. So it did end up marking your bottom there. There was that. Over there, you got to hit pretty much at the bottom. Over here, I got that little skew. It was right here. Got hit at the exact bottom. Over here, you based out. You put in a bullish divergence, then you bounced. Okay. All right, and now we're back in the bear market. We're not going to talk about bear market / correction. I don't think that is the case right now. It could be. Maybe we are actually seeing a market crash. I don't think that is the case. All right, I will definitely also point out SPY is down 0.5%. QQ is down 1.5% right now. VIX is down. All right, VIX is down. Do you hear that? The VIX is down. Why? I have absolutely no idea. I think people are scared to enter puts and stuff like that. All right, but I would definitely expect VIX to be more up than this, or the up in general. It's down right now. It's down 0.07%. I would expect to be up if SPY was even red, but now you got QQ down 1.5%. Why is it not up? I have absolutely no idea. Okay, there's that. Now come back over to Amazon. I'm going to also point out daily RSI. You're at the same spot. As long as you're out of this bear market / correction, whatever you want to freaking refer to that thing as, whatever it is, I don't care. 2022, we're not going to take a look at that. We're taking a look at, past that. You've had a 1, you've had a 2, you've had a 3, you've had a 4, and now this is the 5th occurrence, okay? Over here, marked your exact bottom. Over here, marked, day before your exact bottom, before you had that little thing right there, okay? Little pop right there. Over here, you started basing out. Yeah, you put in a, well, you didn't have a bullish divergence, but you based out up there, and eventually you launched and did that. All right, so I'm just going to point out these conditions. That's why I did, disclose what I would be doing during this video. I'm not going to, really give a bunch of scenarios in this video. We have the weekly update coming out tomorrow. That is when I'm going to take a look at all of my tickers. I'm going to get some trade ideas for us, and then we're also going to get the better picture of how things are going to go into next week, because we'll have the monthly candlestick. We'll have the closing day here. Okay, so we're going to see how these daily candles form. All right, and overall we just get a better picture if we wait until after today's close to discuss where we move forward. All right, so I'm just pointing out how oversold things are right now. Extremely oversold. All right, on the hourly and Amazon's case over here on the daily time frame. That is that. Come over here to Apple. I'm actually going to point out this thing is not even fallen yet. All right, so this thing does have the bearish divergence going on right here, and I will point out Amazon had the same exact thing. The little pop back up, slight over the high there, just like Apple over here, and then it started going like that. So there's that. That is a big boy that has not fallen yet. So that is something to pay attention to. Come over here to NVIDIA. All right. NVIDIA still does have room to the downside, but I've vocalized my opinion on this. I don't personally think it's going to retest this, previous all-time high here. It can, all right, but I don't think that's going to be the case. If it does, yeah, that's a lot of selling pressure over on SMH and QQQ. How is SMH looking, you ask? SMH is now revisiting this previous all-time high. See both these scenarios? All right. I don't know which one we're going to get. It's looking like we're going to do that unless you put in a hammer candlestick. All right. So be paying attention to this is where you've had your major breakout. You already had one break and retest. Come back into it. All right. That is where I'm looking for buyers there. I'm actually going to take off this zone. All right. And from there, let's go like that. That is the next, big spot right here for buyers to step in. All right. So that's that. Now let's go over these indices. Okay. Which actually, I don't think I pointed out QQQ yet. Did I point out the hourly RSI over here? All right. You typically do end up seeing these, these size bounces over here. All right. There's that over there. I think I already did. All right. I think I did. Not sure. But over here, okay, you did put in, a crap ton of divergence going on over there. And then in the end, you had a big old pop, like a big pop. All right. You got pretty close right here. All right, you went a little lower, and then you had a a little dead cat bounce. But when you actually hit that level on the RSI, it was over here, and it was right here at the bottom. All right, so I'm just pointing out, guys, we are extremely oversold here. Again, I don't know if there's like a reason. Maybe big boys are selling off. I have no idea. I didn't find anything on Twitter, so I don't know. Right here is right around the bottom. Okay, and then obviously we have that going on right here. Now QQQ. Okay. Take off those. You're still going to be watching this downtrend right there. All right, so let's just extend that. Go like that. All right, and from here, let's go over some levels on QQ. Right here, that's one that stands out to me. All right, and underneath there, the next one is going to be all the way down here at 433.76. All right, so that was our original breakout level from this ugly double bottom that we were paying attention to way back in the day. All right, so that's what you're really paying attention to down there. That is going to align with the golden pocket, I believe. Yeah, golden pocket's right underneath there. That is that. That if you come down here, that would be where you probably are going to see a major, major, major bounce. All right. But as of right now, guys, you're looking for buyers to start stepping in right over here around 441.86. And underneath there, you're watching 433.76. Am I saying it gets all the way down there? No. All right. These are just levels I have to pay attention to because, hey, where I was watching for buyers step in, they're not. You straight waterfall today. I will take that one on the chin, guys. I did not see this one coming. All right. I did not think you were just going to straight sell down through this. Again, I don't know, what's bringing all the selling pressure. I really have no idea. But you definitely, there's usually a reason when you get these things. So maybe we're going to have to find out. And let me know in the comments if I'm missing anything. I know you had PC come and tame, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't think this would be the outcome there. I did not. So I will own up to that one. Okay. But I'm also going to say on things like this, guys, I'm just saying I am personally balls deep in Amazon. All right. And I don't want to buy any more Amazon. I just, bought the last of what I'm going to be buying. But I'm just going to say right now, guys, you buy time on these things and these companies that are good, all right, and you size up, okay, as the opportunity here. We're gonna call. I'm not gonna call it an opportunity. I'm gonna say as the chart looks more appealing to you, okay, and it's in my opinion, this is getting more and more appealing. If you come down into here, this is the most appealing spot right there at 170 to make the final ad, and I don't really want to do that, but maybe I'll throw another grand down there. I've already thrown almost $4,000 at Amazon, all right, but I'm just going to go over some things right now, all right? Let's say, all right, in my case, $2,000 right here, okay? And you also had, you'd also done some a little earlier on the 195C, okay? But now we're going to say that was, the heaviest, buy-in of this time. Well, guess what? Now, let's say you're down here, you're down $1,000. Well, what next? What is next? You buy $1,000 right here. And well, guess what? By the time price gets up here, this grand, okay, in my case, 180C, okay, all right, 180C, and then also, guys, I'm just saying, July expiration, I do think that is going to be something like, if you want really safe opportunities on this dip, July expiration, okay, as this thing becomes more juicy, you make it so on this dead cat bounce, you get all of your money back and then some. All right, that's kind of how I look at these things. All right, and that's kind of, I'm just going to say, if you're buying time, like this is why I am oriented, more oriented to, swings. All right, and positions with time, because it allows you to adjust and to do all of these things that I described right here. All right, I'm just going to go over simple math though. $2,000, okay, you throw $1,000 right here. By the time you get back up here, that $1,000 is up $1,000, and the $2,000 that was down $1,000 right here is now just about at break even. All right. What happens if you throw $2,000 down here? Okay. Well, now you're net up by like probably $1,000 here. I'm just saying like, oh, from here to here, 100% gain. If you're using the 621 expiration, we see it bounce back to this level right here next week. That's how that's going to go. It's going to be we're going to say a 90 to 100% gain. That's the math that I'm looking at this with. All right. And these things like this one, and then you come over here to Microsoft. Like these are things that are just aggressively oversold here, but they're coming down into the spots that you would expect buyers to be at. All right. Specifically over here, this thing has been taking a beating over here. Worst case scenario, you're coming down here to 170, 171, and you get buyers aggressively stepping in there, and they bring it back to over there. And that's why I was saying You know, I just made my last buy over here on Amazon, but I really don't want to have to buy this, okay? But if it comes down here, I can't say I won't, get, even more balls deep, okay? But, I also am telling myself right now, you're not going to do that, Henry. So there's that. Um, Stay safe out there, guys. That is what I'm kind of getting at here. Stay safe. All right. But I think, if you are sitting underwater, this math, what I just described, that's how that works. All right. And you get back down here. If you do what I just described, you get back down here or back up here, you're actually should be up. Like either just by a little, all right, or you're up like $1,000 on like the exact math that I just described right here. Okay. But that's how I look at things. That's why I like buying time. All right. That's the specific reason. I understand, some people, maybe you don't want to sit in the red. Nobody wants to sit in the red. Okay. No one wants to sit in that red. But some people might be very much so panicking when they see that red. And then they might do what, I got stopped out last night on futures. All right. Well, NASDAQ only fell like 20 points from where I got stopped out at. All right. I just had my sell order. I could have sat through it. Okay. I could have definitely sat through it. I was asleep. So like there was that. I kind of just set it and forget it. Okay. And then I, wake up. All right. Oh, you got stopped. Crap. Sweet baby Jesus. It returned right to where it was. And I was like, crap. All right. So that's that. But then this morning, it went literally exactly where I was, if we still have things set up here. Okay. I'm not talking about this big sell. If I held through that, that would have been tragic. All right. But it was right over here. I entered right over there. Okay. And you literally can see, okay, I set my stop. It was pretty much right around where this alert was. I think it was at 525. I think it had it at. All right. It did end up, that's 30 points. All right. That's a little more. All right. That's one NQ contract. It's like minus 600. Right. So we could have sat through it, but guess what? Okay. All right, stop. All right. And then it did this. And in some cases, this is what I'm saying. People see the red and they might sell right there. Now, again, all right, you should probably, if you're doing futures, probably have a stop loss because, what happens if you do that and you just completely liquidate everything you possibly have in that account because it's that. All right. So that could be, very dangerous. But I'm just, saying options, if you're buying with time, are a different game than that. But it's the same concept, all right? People panic sell and stuff like that. And I'd say, hey, if you're looking at something on the charts and you're confident in it, okay, and hey, you're buying 3 weeks out, up to like 60 days out, and you're confident you're gonna at least get that bounce, yeah, all right, that is a buy that I will make like 100% of the time on these big companies, all right, on the companies that I know are going to be bouncing back. We're not talking about these crap companies. We're talking about the things that are going to be doing good. All right, so that's that. Real quick before we close out this video. All right, I don't think I covered the SPY levels. We're going to come over here to the hourly time frame for that one. All right, keep in mind you just keep falling down. Like that's what I'm saying. You are not getting any relief here. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. But that's why I'm making the video early, guys. We're going to have the weekly update tomorrow, and we're going to have, a much better picture of what's going on here, all right, into next week after the close. We also do have the monthly candlestick close, and so far, honestly, they are, you had really bullish looking candlesticks. They are now switching it up on you, all right? You come over here to IWM, okay? Come over here to DIA. All right, let's actually take off the clutter. The heck is that thing? All right, what is that thing? Let's say, you got one right there, and then you shot back up. All right, you got one right there, and then you shot back up the next month. Let's see, do we have any more? Kind of got one right there, and then you went up the next month. All right, so, we're just going to excuse Mr. DI over there, but you got IWM still sitting on this monthly 9 over here. Buy, okay, it's not looking, tragic yet. QQQ. You do have these large upper wicks, though, so that is something to take note of. So sellers are taking their positions going into the following month. All right, so that is that. On the weekly time frame, guys, things look terrible. All right, so I will definitely point that one out. You have SPY looking like that. You got QQ looking like that. IWM looking like this. That really honestly doesn't look bad at all to me. Okay, and then DIA does not look good. But I will also remind everyone what I've been pointing out on DIA, guys. Downside is limited. All right, we're going to take off this golden pocket because you did not respect it. We're going to take off that level because you did not respect it. From here now, we were paying attention to all the way down here at the zone. Going to be like 377 to 378. That's what you're paying attention to over here on DIA. If you come down here, okay, I think you know, set yourself up for something like this. Head and shoulders. Shoulder, head, shoulder. That's that. IWM. Let's just briefly go over that. Okay, so you came back up. Golden pocket. Let's just go over price action here, okay? Use the 15. Let's use the hourly chart for that one. All right, yeah, hourly chart. Take that off, but keep in mind this pullback is just creating a right shoulder, so that's also that. Okay. Came back up. Golden pocket test. You got sellers stepping in right up there. All right, but I am definitely going to say they took that out. All right, since they got above, I'm naturally going to be looking for a higher low down here. All right, and hey, worst case scenario, you're going to be coming down to 241. We've been pointing that level out. All right, but this trend line, we knew there were sellers in it. Yesterday's video, we pointed this out. Okay, we knew there were sellers at this trend line. You also had the golden pockets in right to the 0.618 fib. All right, and now you still have sellers stepping in from that trend line. So that is just literally back testing that guy right there. All right, does not look the best from that perspective. When you're coming down into the golden pocket, you are expecting buyers to be here because you took out this 0.786 fib. But I am also going to say, all right, I'm definitely going to say right now, you didn't take out this high. All right, so, you know, in terms of trend, no, you can't really, let's look at it this way. You get a high, you get a low, you have a high, you have a lower low, you have a lower high. All right, so, you know, from that perspective, you are looking for this lower low to be put in. And I think if it does get put in, it's going to happen right here, 241. From there, you're bullish on it. At least I will be. Okay, so that's that over here on IWM. That is the price action over there. Okay, but come back over to SPY. What are you paying attention to? Okay, 518.57. Underneath there, 515.30. Underneath there, 510.75. I'm not saying these levels get hit, but I'm definitely saying sellers are, you know, being relentless right now. Buyers are nowhere to be found. And, you know, this thing wants to be sold right now until we get a sign of strength. You got no reason to expect that this thing's just going to magically turn around, all right? It's probably going to base around, or you're going to see that sign of strength. You're going to see a big bounce at some point, or you're going to see it base, and from there you launch up. But until we see one of those two things, guys, sellers will prevail here, all right? That's just that. Come over here to QQ. It's the same exact thing, and this thing just keeps going lower, guys. All right, now you're getting down to where you literally were putting in bottoms over here, all right? Just over here. That's when you sliced under it, and you went not much lower from there. You went a whole dollar lower, and then you had a $14 bounce. You know, I don't know what's going to happen here, guys. I really don't. All right, but with that being said, I will catch you all in the next one. Hope everybody has a lovely rest of the day. All right, tomorrow we'll have the weekly update, and we'll have a clear picture of what's going on here. All right, peace.